welcome back to Jay Kerner for Astrology. Today we're here to talk about the new moon solar eclipse, 21 degrees Libra, happening on Saturday, October 14th, 2023. Season is upon us, but October 2023 is a special month because we have two eclipses. We have the new moon solar eclipse 21 degrees Libra on Saturday, October 14th, and the full moon lunar eclipse 5 degrees Taurus on Saturday, October 28th, 2023. Here to talk about that new moon solar eclipse 21 degrees Libra. This ring of fire eclipse, the moon will appear smaller than the sun, forming a ring of fire frame around the moon. The moon is at its apogee, or its furthest point in its orbit, also contributing to making this moon appear small. It's additionally a micro moon. It will appear especially small following several supermoons in a row. In a ring of fire eclipse, the moon blocks out most but not all of the light of the sun. There is also a prolonged shadow period afterward. Solar eclipses occur when the moon passes between the Earth and the sun, obscuring our view of the sun. Eclipse comes from the Greek word eklipsis, meaning abandoned. And in ancient times, eclipses were viewed as a sign or warning from the heavens or gods to stop fighting, to lean into negotiation and compromise. Peace. Solar eclipses can only occur during new moons, while lunar eclipses can only occur during full moons. Solar eclipses can only occur during the new moon phase because that's when the moon and the sun are in the same or traveling through the same part of the sky. In this case, we have the moon and sun both traveling through the constellation Libra. This is why solar eclipses can only occur during the new moon phase, as the moon passes over or eclipses the sun. Solar eclipses can bring unusual dreams due to the involvement of the moon, intensity, change, dramatic out-of-the-blue new beginnings, and repressed unconscious emotions can come bubbling, or in this case, bursting or exploding, with Mars in Scorpio and harsh squares to Pluto to the surface. Solar eclipses closely involve the lunar nodes and the nodal axis, their 18-month cycles. On April 20th, we had a new moon solar eclipse 29 degrees Aries / 0 degrees Taurus, which introduced us to themes for the North Node in Aries. Previously, it was the North Node in Taurus. North Node in Aries and South Node in Libra. Previously, South Node in Scorpio. 18-month cycle. Those shifted signs in July of 2023. And they will remain in Aries and Libra until January 2025. This new moon solar eclipse, 21 degrees Libra, on Saturday, October 14th at 1:54 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, is kicking off eclipse and soon-to-be Scorpio season 2023. We have 5 placements in the sign of Libra. This is considered a stellium, a major emphasis of energy on Libra energy, and I'll break down the details for what that means in just a second. We have the sun, which represents our soul's core expression and mission in charming, diplomatic, and balance-seeking Libra. This means that collectively, we are leaning into the positive traits of Libra. We also have Pallas Athena, the asteroid of strategic and creative intelligence, and Mercury, our aware, conscious, logical minds ruling over our communication style or voice, all in the sign of Libra. The aforementioned placements are coming into conjunction with the South Node in the late degrees of Libra, 25 degrees Libra under this new moon solar eclipse, 21 degrees Libra. So coming into a 4-degree orb conjunction, getting closer and closer. The South Node rules over our past life karma, that once we resolve our karma, we're able to tap into those past life gifts. Mars nearby in the 1st degree of Scorpio, just barely in Scorpio after a several-week journey traveling through Libra. All of the aforementioned placements are being eclipsed by the moon, representing a private, more emotional, comfort-seeking side to our nature, the energy that we already are or embody, our more nurturing side, as passed down to us through our primary nurturer, which is usually on our maternal lineage. This puts 5 major placements in Libra, a huge emphasis of Libra energy, bringing out Libra themes of balanced energetic exchange in one-to-one interpersonal relationships and contractual relationships. Relationships are being brought to the forefront of our focus. The sun and the moon at the same degree in Libra is the new moon. This new moon in Libra is all about planting seeds of intention around how we show up in relationship primarily with self, how we enforce those boundaries with ourselves and with others, how our relationship with self extends to our interpersonal relationships, and especially our communication styles. What intentions are we planting to manifest the relationship of our dreams in the future? That is a cardinal air sign ruled by Venus, cardinal meaning initiating, and in air involving intelligence and communication with other people, especially in relationships. Libra excels at initiating socially. Being ruled by Venus, Libra is all about unconditional love, peace, harmony, and balance, and even energetic exchanges in interpersonal relationships. Strong Libra energy can disarm any adversary with its natural wit, charm, and beauty. The South Node's presence here indicates karmic cycles, people, and patterns of thinking and behavior are emerging for healing. South Node in Libra themes include passive aggression, conflict avoidance, patterns of people-pleasing and codependency, caring too much or giving too much stock to the opinions of others, having weak boundaries with others, or a weak sense of self-identity. Mercury's presence here means that we're coming into awareness of this for focus on the personal transformation between the solar eclipse on October 14th and the lunar eclipse on October 28th. Look out for sudden dramatic new beginnings, especially the week after the solar eclipse. And now for the deep dive. Let's look at what's ruled by Venus. So we have Taurus, which rules over our resources, how resourceful we are, our ability to provide for self and immediate family, stability, peace. It's an earth sign, so it relates to things that are material. Libra is an air sign. It's related to beauty, harmony, balance, especially interpersonally because of that air, that social component. Venus is in its fall in the sign of Virgo, with having just completed a pretty rough Venus retrograde through the late degrees of Leo from 28 degrees. Now it's in Virgo, where it's in its fall. It's debilitated or weakened. 5 degrees Virgo. It has Black Moon Lilith, which just completed its cycle through Leo at 1 degree Virgo. So they're in conjunction, working closely together. You can consider them when they're in conjunction, they're traveling together and they're fused together. So they're working very closely together. And Juno, asteroid of long-term commitment, Jupiter's partner, at 28 degrees Leo, where Venus retrograde began its retrograde on July 22nd, the point of the fixed star Regulus, the heart of the Leo constellation. Juno, Black Moon Lilith, and Venus are opposite Saturn in a very harsh position. Saturn retrograde at 0 degrees Pisces. Saturn represents karmic lessons, sacrifices, restrictions, authority figures, bosses, father figures, disciplinarians, etc. Saturn in Pisces specifically speaks to patterns of avoidance, escapism, and or addiction, and or tendencies to fall for illusion or delusion, or to use illusion or delusion to manipulate others. This opposite Saturn is mega relapse territory. As a warning for any of you out there listening who have addicts in the family or know an addict, watch out for relapses. Venus in Virgo means that we're showing love through small acts of kindness and service. Love is in the details. We may be focused on a loved one who is ill and needs healing. And as I mentioned previously, watch out for relapses, especially in the Divine Feminine collective. There will be karmic lessons coming up affecting our long-term commitments and where we may be overly attached. Venus in Virgo is in mutual reception with Mercury in Libra, while Mercury's in Libra, which is until October 22nd. They have switched rulers. What do I mean by that? Venus rules Taurus and Libra. Mercury rules Virgo and Gemini. So when we have Venus in Virgo and Mercury in Libra, they've swapped rulers. They're in mutual reception. They're in cahoots. It also indicates a major change in perspective or a major change in the way that we feel, especially regarding an interpersonal relationship, is on the horizon. Under the October 14th new moon solar eclipse, 21 degrees Libra, Mars, 1 degree Scorpio, forms a square to Pluto, 27 degrees Capricorn. This is a preview of what's to come in the following week when the Sun and Mercury travel together during what's called Mercury's cazimi, or rebirth, when it's combust, or within 1 degree of the Sun. Just as those two together come into square with Pluto. So this is the following Saturday, October 21st, when we have our first quarter moon, 28 degrees, 28 minutes of Capricorn. This first quarter moon brings a micro crisis that serves as a test to our commitment to those seeds of intention we planted under the previous week's new moon. In this case, that new moon solar eclipse, October 14th, that we're talking about in this video. Any first quarter moon, we're focused on making our intentions manifest through intentional action and, in this case, in the sign of Libra, communication. Also, from October 14th until October 27th, when we're in between eclipses, this is where the ancients believed that the veil between universes was particularly thin, allowing for greater spiritual recognition of patterns and greater self-awareness as we soul search and navigate into the depths of our psyches to clear out karmic cycles. Let's take a deeper look at what else is going on in the cosmos. We have Pluto recently going direct on October 10th, 27 degrees Capricorn. Pluto representing deep personal transformation, which can bring personal revolution. And Pluto in the late degrees of Capricorn answering to Saturn, which is Capricorn's ruler. This is why Pluto and the 8th house it naturally rules, and Scorpio energy, the sign it modernly rules, represents death and rebirth. It's the phoenix rising from the ashes, a metaphorical death, a transformation. Pluto and the sign it rules, Scorpio, face adversity, often faces a lot of adversity. And through it, it emerges stronger, learning how to channel adversity into personal empowerment when it ultimately rises above it. So Pluto goes direct 27 degrees Capricorn, just days prior to the new moon solar eclipse, 21 degrees Libra, with Pluto as the modern day ruler of Scorpio, forming a square to Mars, transiting past the south node of karmic fate and destiny, and then into the Plutonic 29th anaretic degree, carries all that energy of Pluto, that time bomb, before entering Scorpio, one of the signs Mars rules, all answering to Pluto. Mars in Scorpio can be very strategic, deeply private, secretive, and it knows how to play the long game in its pursuit of power. With Mars and the South Node together in conjunction, square Pluto, Mars, which delivers karma through separation, accidents, injuries, and illnesses, and it'll soon be the Sun and Mercury with the South Node square to Pluto. This is a major opportunity to end karmic cycles and patterns, or to demonstrate emotional maturity in the face of hardship or adversity. What about Mars in Scorpio? On October 12th, just hours before the new moon solar eclipse, Mars entered Scorpio. Scorpio is a particularly strong energy. Specifically, Mars in Scorpio is a particularly strong energy, as Mars is in one of its signs of rulership. Passions run high, and things can get a bit intense. Emotions can get intense when Mars is in Scorpio. Mars is the energy in how we pursue our passions. It's the outward expression of our energy and how we go after what we want. My Mars is in Gemini. My Mars and my moon are in Gemini, making that Gemini energy strong. So you will see a lot of Gemini energy in me. You will also see a lot of Leo energy in me, my Jupiter in Leo, and you will see my Libra, anything in trine, in harmonious aspect to those, sextile, trine, and that North Node in Aquarius with the astrology YouTube channel. Mars is therefore highly visible in a person's chart and a person's energy, and in this case, Mars in Scorpio will be incredibly visible in our collective energy. You may notice that you're more focused. You may notice that you are ready to go after a goal. You may be more passionate. Your libido may be running high or higher than usual. So I'm saying that Scorpio season begins a little bit early in 2023, with Mars entering Scorpio on Thursday, October 12th, just hours before this new moon solar eclipse, kicking off eclipse season. Scorpio season really starts now. A few final notes. This new moon solar eclipse, some major themes involve you can't please them all. Watch for burning out, attempting to make everyone happy. Remember to put yourself first, otherwise you won't have a self. And that words have consequences. Words are spells. Words carry tremendous power. Use them wisely. And remember to use your natural charm, wit, and beauty to disarm any adversary. Please don't dim your light to make anyone more comfortable in their shadow. It remains their shadow as long as you don't react or absorb it. We can elevate others to their full potential by embodying those traits ourselves and leading by example.